Very damaging.
Christopher, you beat up Clinton pretty hard on Whitewater, a scandal which most people barely remember what it was about. How vulnerable is President Bush now on the Harkin, the news about his, or the recycling of the news of a decade ago about his stock deal at Harkin? Where is he now? Is he, even despite his popularity ratings, is he in big trouble?
Well, I was thinking as Comrade Crouch was speaking about the Whitewater matter a moment ago that perhaps the Democrats will now regret having destroyed the Independent Counsel statute, because it won't be there for the revenge that they might want to meditate. I mean, the best revenge, I think, would be for the Democrats to point out how much fun it would have been if Social Security had been put into the stock market by now. I think that's a point that might register with people. I'm talking to you from the still gently smouldering ruins of Silicon Valley, where actually this inquiry has been going on for a bit longer. It's been a year or so now since you could get a table in a restaurant here or park your car, which used to be impossible. And what it reminds me of, basically, is organized crime. It was that not just that there were a lot of people doing it, but that the cops were in on it. In other words, the regulatory authorities were in on it. They knew they'd been taken care of. The people who were supposed to be the accountants knew about it. I think also quite a number of journalists were complicit in it, since we ought to not exempt our own great profession. There were a lot of people making tips they knew were false, writing boosterish articles and so forth. And until the divine Miss Bethany McLean, I think it was, of Fortune, sort of asked the kid's question as the emperor goes by, you know, how does this company make its money? Where does this all come from?
I should tell you
everyone wanted it to go on forever because it was a great casino where it appeared nobody could lose. Well, I was just going to say to Stanley that actually a whale isn't a fish, it's a mammal. If you're going to accuse, and a big mammal at that, and if you're going to accuse, in order to convict Bush of dishonesty, you'd have to say that he consciously broke some rule, filed some false return, made some false declaration, did something of that sort, or did some insider trading. There's no reason to think that he did, and that's actually what, in the favorite phrase of mine coined by Mike Kinsley, actually to describe life in Washington, but it goes for Wall Street too, the scandal is not what's illegal, the scandal is what is legal. Bush was probably amazed when his advisors told him, hey, you can do all this. You're not creating any wealth, you're not manufacturing any products, you're not meeting any need, you're not doing any of the things capitalism is supposed to do, but you can make a ton of money and enhance your holdings this way. He said, wow, I didn't know I could do that.
Christopher, to wrap this up for us, where do you think this is going to go?
Well, I was just wondering if we're right to confine it to the 90s, because if you remember with Whitewater, the initial interest in that was it was an aspect of the savings and loan scandal, which was gigantic and again involved a lot of ordinary Americans being ripped off by a lot of hard-faced or fat-faced guys. That was predicted to be a great scandal too, and never was, because no one could ever assign the responsibility properly, and you can be left with generalities like the one from Balzac, you know, about how every great fortune is founded on a great crime. I think that the absence of any political or ideological or cultural fallout from it so far tells us a great deal.